We're live. Let me go post the link onto the Denver Guitar Orchestra.com website, and that way we can get started. It is 2:30, so we'll start here in about 2 minutes. So if you want to fast forward past logging in, you can do that. Today is August 3rd, right? Yep. Edit, paste, highlight, link, link, enter, edit, settings, open up, update, and update. Okay, so that should get us where people know where we're at and what we're doing. Um, make sure it works. Okay, we are all set. All right, so sound is good. That's all we care about. Hey, Vic, how are you? All right, so today we start level one starts fresh. That starts over an awful lot in this program because there's only 5 songs in level one, and they're the 5 most important songs that you could ever play. In fact, it's funny, earlier in ukulele class, we were playing Frere Jacques, which in this program is called Brother John. And we made it as complicated as we possibly could. It's hilarious. And let's see. Uh, the big thing with starting off with Brother John is making sure that the whole guitar program starts to make some sense to you. Um, and so when we start book one, um, top of the list is, hey, we're going to be playing some songs you did not want to play in order to be able to play all of the songs that you want to play. And so a lot of times people join guitar and they're like, I want to play Bohemian Rhapsody, I want to play Hotel California, I want to play Sweet Child of Mine. Well, let's put some skills in first place and then see if ultimately you want to play that kind of stuff or not. Most of the time people that play that kind of stuff learn to play that song, and that's all they learn to play. And I don't. I feel like that sometimes short circuits your long-term career in guitar. I'd like you to have the tool set in place where you can play all those songs plus every other song, and so that's how this system works. Second thing, if you want to play electric guitar, go play electric guitar. If you want to play acoustic guitar, you're in the right place. And then several types of acoustic guitar, jazz. Jazz is usually electric guitar, usually, but they use a lot of acoustic guitar technique. Classical guitar is always acoustic guitar. Fingerstyle guitar can go either way, but for the most part, we usually play on acoustic guitar. Usually in fingerstyle, we use metal strings. I use both plastic string and metal strings just because I like playing both. And um, I'd say if I had to be stuck on a desert island with one or the other, I would probably want the plastic string one, just for its versatility and for the overall beauty of its tone. The metal string guitars are certainly loud and bright, and specific. Lots to be said about them. But I don't know. I guess if I had to choose, I think I got more to learn on one of these. Plus, you got a lot more room on the fretboard to do your job than on most metal string guitars. So that's why I tend to work in this manner. All right. So now let's see. These songs are enjoyable when it's in my yeah, when your fingers are doing the work, all of the songs are enjoyable, right? But in the beginning, it is what it is. Hey, Evelyn, I know you said I'll see you tonight, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to see Evelyn in 2 minutes. Let's talk very briefly about the basics of guitar. Most people, when they have a guitar, at least when they get started, their guitar is too big because the guy at Guitar Center said you need the big guitar, and you don't. Any guitar you have in your lap is fine. Most of us play with too large of a guitar. This is a full-size classical guitar. It's probably a hint too big for me, right? And if you are smaller, I'm 5'10", and in every way an average sized human being, I think, and a full size guitar is a whole lot for somebody my size. If you are 6'3" and 270 pounds, yeah, then you need a dreadnought guitar. But most of us don't need that. And frankly, looking around for a little bit smaller guitar may be a pleasant activity for you. But whatever guitar is in your lap, it's fine. It's fine. That's the one you're going to play. The guitar is not going to make you a good guitar player. You will become a good guitar player by mastering all the tools. And it's just easier if you do. It's just easier to learn this stuff on a guitar that fits you. Second thing is, how do we tune the guitar? The phrase that pays, I teach this heavily in the classes here in Denver. Every Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. EADGBE. At the end of the 4 weeks of level one, the pop quiz is, what's the phrase that pays? I say that. What's the phrase that pays? And everybody in the class in unison says, Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. If I can get that one thing alone is a huge step in the right direction. That way, if you can memorize that and have a phrase that makes sense for it, um, then you're set in guitar for life. Second thing that I tell everybody is to buy a tuner. Okay, now this is not the tuner I tell them to buy. This is one of the $9 crummy ones that you get off of Amazon, thinking that you're saving yourself a nickel, and it's not the one you want. You want the one that's called a Snark SN8. It's a fully chromatic, high definition tuner with the advanced computer system inside of there. That's the one you want to have. Okay, these $9 ones that you get with the green screens, they're not. They used to be really great to have. Now they're not even close to the best. You clip it on, pluck the string. It'll tell you what it is. E, A, a little bit low on that one. D, G, B, there are some people out there who have really good pitch, and they can hear that. It's probably not you, right? It's certainly not me, and so that's it. You should also download a tuner onto your phone. They're not very accurate, and they definitely get messed up from every time a dog barks down the block. But at least it's something. If you are in a situation where you have a guitar but you don't have your tuner with you, you always have your phone with you, so you ought to have a guitar tuner on there. I use a one called G Strings because I thought that was funny, but you can also I think the more popular one is called Guitar Tuna, which is an iPhone one. Let's see what else out of this book. Do know there's a thing called relative tuning, and this is super helpful if you don't have a tuner at all. Get the A string where it sounds pretty good, and then if you hold down the fifth string, fifth fret, it sounds like the string below it. Same thing on the fifth string at the fifth fret, it's going to sound like the one below it. Fourth string, fifth fret, sounds like the one below it. A little bit off. Okay. Fourth fret, third string, sounds like the one below it. Sounds like my third string's a tiny bit off. And then the second string, fifth fret, sounds like the one below it. Okay. And back before tuners, we had a tuning fork, and that's how we did it. We used the tuning fork, held it up against the guitar, it gave us an A, and then we would tune all of the other strings based on that sound. And that's how we did it back in the day, right? These days we have machines to replace that system, but I still think it's good to know that system. All right, that's how you tune a guitar. Holding your guitar. I don't want you holding it sideways. I don't want you to do that. If you choose to do that, you're going to make your life harder. You're going to make it much more difficult to get done over here what you need to do. But some of you may want to do that, right? I want you to hold the guitar 60-degree angle against your body. I would love for that guitar to be sitting right down between your legs. It feels super awkward when you first start, but that's where you want to have it. Here's why. When you stand up at the microphone to regale the crowd with your beautiful guitar playing, that guitar is going to be held on by a strap, and that strap is going to be holding your guitar at exactly this angle. So while it feels super weird when you're practicing to split your legs apart and drop your guitar down between them, that's what you should do, okay? No matter what style of guitar you're playing. If you're going to play cowboy guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, classical guitar, any of those guitars, when you actually go to perform, you're not going to be sitting down with it horizontal. That's not the only people that I see doing that are super old guys that do Americana folk music. They'll sit down on stools and do that, but the rest are standing up at a microphone, and that's the direction that the guitar goes. So that's probably the direction you want to practice in. If you do anything else, you're making your life harder, and it's up to you if you want to make this more difficult. This is going to be plenty difficult to learn how to play guitar, so I think that just getting rid of a few of the dumb things that you can do to make it harder it seems to make some sense, right? Last thing is your thumb. If you are playing electric guitar, there is a reason why your thumb might come up over the top. There is no reason ever on an acoustic guitar to have your thumb come up over the top. There's no reason. And so pad of your thumb goes on the back of the neck. That's the only place it'll ever be. We do not need to see it. If we see it, you're probably making your life harder. Again, you can do what you want, but there's no reason to do that. And that thumb is going to hang out wherever your middle finger is. It's going to be hanging out behind there. Okay, so right like that. That's where they go. Wherever my middle finger is, my thumb's hanging out right behind it. And you never see my thumb. Okay, if you see my thumb, I'm being lazy. Okay. All right. That's how we play guitar. This should feel uncomfortably close to your face. Like, whoa, that's a little bit too close. Okay. That's how you hold it. That's how you tune it. Let's play a song. First song in the book is called Brother John. It's actually called Frere Jacques, but this is the American version of it. It's in the book two different ways. It's in the way to read tablature way and the way to play it in first position. Okay, so what we learned first is the real purpose behind Brother John is not to teach you how to play Brother John. The real purpose behind this is to teach you how to read tablature. Okay, so we're going to do a few things like we do on every song. First of all, grab your E chord. An E chord is index finger, third string, 1, 2, 3. Strings are numbered from 1 to 6. So 6 is on the top, 1 is on the bottom. Do you use a guitar support? Nancy, I do. I do use a guitar support. When I am sitting down, getting ready for it to do some type of presentation, right? So when I sit down and I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to practice playing guitar, I will the guitar support that you can buy here that hooks on under here with the suction cups. I have used one of those. I don't really like them. I don't use them enough to get comfortable with them, but I see almost all of the classical players going to those. Back in the day, we used this guy, right? This is a little footstool that you buy, 15, 20 bucks at the music store. And you put it underneath your left leg, and the guitar sits there. Now, that's my main way of playing. That's my main support that I use, and generally speaking, that's how I play. However, I have gone to that other support, and I am trying to get comfortable with it. It's still kind of newfangled to me. They've been around for a long time, but I just don't use it enough to get comfortable. I do think you got three choices. Get a footstool and support the guitar on your left leg. That's ideal. That's old school. Been around couple hundred years that we do that. Next one is the support, the suction cup thing that hooks on under here. And again, I think it's a great idea. Then you can keep both of your feet flat on the floor, which is even better for your posture long term, right? The third way is, of course, just to go ahead and put the strap on, stand up and practice, which if you're thinking of, hey, I'm going to do a coffee shop gig, or I'm going to go play Red Rocks, or I'm going to do, some sort of actual performing, the more standing up and practicing in front of the microphone, the better it is going to be for you. If you're going to be playing classical guitar for somebody, their chances are you're probably going to be sitting down for that, and that's when you want to have either the support or the footstool. So yeah, I do use them. Just still trying to get used to that contraption thing. Okay, thanks for the question. Excellent question. All right, let's go back to E chord. Third string, first fret, index finger. Middle finger is on the fifth string, second fret, and ring finger right underneath it, fourth string, second fret. You're going to strum all 6 strings. Now, if we were playing folk music, this is all you have to learn are your chords. Okay, we're play finger style in preparation of getting you ready to play classical music. And so we're going to get it more complicated than this. But learning your chords is a big deal. Most guitar players you run into will know their chords. They don't necessarily know much about finger picking. Okay, so let's play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. One more time. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Okay. When I was doing that, I was messing around with different ideas with my right hand. So I'm not going to hold anything other than my E chord on every single measure. But sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes split my hand up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just trying different things, trying to find which one sounds the best, depending on any moment, right? And don't have any sort of specific plan in mind with that, other than I'm going to mess around with it until I find, hey, I like playing it that way, and then that's the way I'm going to play it for an audience. Okay. Next thing then would be, so right hand and left hand. In the beginning, in level 1, I need you to be able to read tablature and make your chords, and I don't necessarily overly care what you're doing with this hand. This hand is going to become super important as you develop into a guitar player with lots of skills. We spend most of our time talking about this hand. This hand just has to learn all of its chords and then learn to modify them. Okay? So if I'm in class here in Denver and you come take my community class, I want to make sure you walk out of night 1 knowing how to make an E chord. I want you to know how to hold the guitar. I want you to know how to tune the guitar. I want you to know how to make an E chord. And then the last thing I need for you to know out of this song on night 1 is how to pluck the melody. So I want you to look at the guitar melody line. There's one number, and it's all on that top line. Tablature is written upside down. So that top line is your bottom string. Okay, so the 0, 2, 4, 0, we're going to play it only on this string, 0. And then when we play a 2, these are your frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 should have a dot on it. Either there'll be a dot on the front of yours, or like this one has a dot on the side. You'll also have a dot on 7, and probably a dot on 9, and probably something on 12. This guitar doesn't have anything on 12, and so we're just to know that it's 12 because it's not right here. But 5, 7, and 9 typically have dots on them. Okay, so we're going to play 0, which is nothing, right? Then we're going to play a 2. We're going to use middle finger on 2 and a ring finger on 4, and then a 0. Then we're going to play 0, 2, 4, 0 again. 2, 4, 0. And if you are in my class here in town, we do that 10,000 times. Speeds, different volumes, just trying to get comfy with having our middle finger down and plucking the string, and then our pinky down and plucking the string. Okay, so we got 2 separate things going. I have lots of, when I teach kids, a lot of times they go, because they aren't quite up to speed with the idea that we're going to do one thing with one hand and something else with the other hand. Okay, so we want to get that as comfy as we can. Next set on your paper, measures 3 and 4 is 4, 5, 7. 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky. Okay, and then the last section, I always do this at slow pace because then I want tonight, when you go home and work on this, to speed up the pace. I want 7, 9 with your pinky, back to 7, 5, 4, and 0. And I just do it at a slow pace in class. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. Now on YouTube, I also want to play it fast so that you can know what your goal is. Okay, so your goal is 79754. 79754. 79754. 79754. And then to finish up the song, it's first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string, and you can see that quite clearly on the paper. It measures 7, 0 on that first string, a 0 on the string below it, and then a 0 on the string above it. And remember, tablature is upside down. First 2-3 weeks of playing tablature, that's super annoying because you're always hitting the wrong string. But after about 2-3 weeks, your brain turns it over and you're fine. So don't worry if you're right now, if you're fighting tablature just a little bit, it's perfectly normal. Okay. All right. So let's play the whole song straight through from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Slow. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Let's play it again. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Let's play this fast. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string. Skip measure 8, play measure 9. First string, second string, first string. And then let the guitar ring out and you sound beautiful. Okay? Takeaway from lesson 1. Do I know how to tune the guitar? Do I know how to hold the guitar? Do I know how to make an E chord? And do I know how to pluck out Frere Jacques? If I can take those 4 pieces of information, and at least the concept behind them, and take those home with me and bring them back next week, I have been successful as a beginning guitar player, and as a beginning guitar or as any level of guitar teacher. So if you know somebody that you're thinking, hey, it'd be fun to play guitar with my best friend, grab this piece of paper and you want them to know those 4 basic things: how to hold it, how to tune it, how to pluck out a melody, and how to strum a chord. If those 4 things are the foundation of everything else. You just laid this foundation. If you can get those 4 things straight, everything else is going to be more of the same. Okay, so that's the end of that. It always takes a little bit longer to cover that than I wish it would, but now we're going to rush through the rest of it. Okay, and you'll see how it all plays in. Okay, so let's go to book 2. Book 2, we're playing. What are we playing today? I forgot. Level 2, we are playing Pay Me My Money Down. Okay, let's go grab that. Now, everything in book 2 has 2 chords. Okay, so in book 2, my big thought with book 2 is, hey, I'm going to have be able to switch from chord back to chord, 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 chord. I still got to be able to pluck out a melody. And in book 2, we start talking about tough acts, okay, and how that's going to work. So let's go through, play the chords first. I'll sing it. Okay, A chord, index, middle, ring, strings 4, 3, and 2. Try not to hit the top string. And then your other chord is, oh, look at that, we're on an E chord today. That's wonderful. Index, middle, ring, okay, which we just learned. So there you go, chords. I've never heard this song. Bruce Springsteen does a 20-minute version of this. So if you'll type into YouTube, Pay Me My Money Down, Bruce, and you'll see. It goes on and on and on and on forever. Okay, yeah, it's not a particularly well-known song. Okay, so now for those of you brand new, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, and those of you guys that are working on your next level practice, go to your claw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I thought I heard the captain say, pay me my money down. Tomorrow is my sailing day. Pay me my my money down. 1, 2, pay me, oh, pay me. Pay me my money down. Tomorrow is. I'm sorry, whoops. I didn't read the lyrics right. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down. Let's go do it one more time so I can get the lyrics right. I wish I was the boss's son. Pay me my money down. I'd stay inside and drink good rum. Pay me my money down to 1, 2, 3, go. Pay me, oh, pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, and if you're strumming it, that's what most people get too, right? You want to get after this one a little bit hard, right? Pay me, oh, pay me, pay me. You know, so you want to get after it a little bit and make your guitar kind of loud and out there. I was just plucking it to try to get the correct number of beats. Okay. Next one. So those are your chords. Big takeaway on chords. You are going to be playing in the key of A a lot, and key of A will always come along with the B chord. And so just notice how you get from one to the other. If I'm on A, I'm going to drop my index finger back and raise these two guys up. I got B chord. To get home, pull these two guys out of the way. Index finger lands here. These two guys join in, and you're back. Okay. A chord, E chord, A. Okay, you want to get where you're going back and forth between those very comfortably because it is going to come up in your life that you're going to be playing those. Okay. Next thing, we now know because of my delightful singing how the melody goes. Let's go through and pluck it. We have some twos, so we're going to have. That's your middle finger, and we have some threes that are going to show up. And if I remember right, that's all of the notes you're going to play. Okay, so from the top, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 2, rest. 0, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3, rest. 0, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2. Again, that's a long note. Go on to the next page. Go. 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. Sorry, I blew it. Let me start from the measure 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, rest. 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 0, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so it doesn't have that great of a melody. That's not really the point of what we're teaching this song for anyway. Okay, so the melody sort of not a ton there. And it's way more fun to sing it than it is to pluck out the melody. But what we want to do now, so if you're level 2, the two things we're working on is making sure you can switch from chord to chord and that you can pluck out that melody. I did an iffy job of it. You'd probably do an iffy job of it, especially if you haven't heard it. But it's not particularly challenging. You got some 2s, some 3s, not a ton there. Now, in level 2, I do start really talking to you about tough acts, which is combining the chord and the melody into one package and seeing what you can get out of that. And then this particular song, we're also going to add in a percussive element. When I see most fingerstyle guitar players do in working these days, they will use the guitar also as a drum. Sometimes they will use their thumb and whack it on this string here to get that as a percussive sound. I don't like that, but it's happening a lot, and nobody's calling me up to ask me what I think, right? But using a guitar as a percussive element is a very common thing to do, and as long as you don't overdo it, which fingerstyle players do overdo it, it sounds kind of cool, right? So when you see these little asterisks in here, those are telling you, hey, let's do a percussive element. So we're going to walk through the whole song, and then we'll play it. Okay, from the top, grab your A chord. Your first note is a 2, so hit that. And then you got a full A chord, hit the 0, and then a 4-string A chord. Make sure your thumb rests, it actually physically rests like it's in a hammock on the string you're not going to play. Okay, and hit the 2 again. Let's do the same idea. Okay, now you got 2 of those little asterisks there, so or little snowflakes. That's what I want you to do there. Just tap, tap. You can also use your thumb, tap, tap, or tap, tap. Whichever of those are easy for you. Again, you're just trying to get a little bit of a practice doing percussive elements. I don't think it necessarily sounds that great, but you do want to know that it's a thing, right? It's another tool to have in your toolbox. So you hit that percussive twice, tap, tap, strum the A chord. Pay me. Okay, I'm rolling my ring finger down to get the 2. Take it back off. I'm going to go grab the E chord, but I got to add my pinky on the 3 to get the melody right. Move it back, me, and then take it off. Down, hit the 0, you're already holding it open. 2, back to your pinky. R, row, you lose your pinky. Is, my, add your pinky. Sail, hit the open 0. And then back to that same thing. My pinky's never moved. Okay, a couple of percussives, and then you got a regular E chord. Pay me, pinky on the 2nd string. My, and now switch to your A chord. Play 4 strings. My, me, lift up your ring finger, and then 3 strings of the A chord. Down, hit a 2, O, 2. Those are just decorative notes to fill in the space. That's a long half note or whole note. Nothing's going on there. Fill it in with some plucking so that it sounds like you're earning your pay. Okay, and you see you got a snowflake there, so hit that percussive note, and then you're still holding your A chord, so strum 5. Pay me, oh, strum it again. Pay me. Make sure you hit the rest stroke there. Don't hit that top string. Percussives. Hit an A chord. Pay me my. Grab your E chord. Add your pinky. Ma, me, down. That's the hardest motion in that song. Is to go pinky, pinky, open. Ma, me, down. Or ma, me, down. Two more percussives. And then a nice E chord. Pay me, pay me, or ring finger, pinky finger, go to, you gotta drop it down, this pinky's busy, jail, 2 percussives, nice E chord, pay me, my, A chord, ma, me, down. Last note in measure 18 is a pickup to go back to the top of the song. Okay, we're gonna play 2 and 3 now to finish up. If you're truly level 2, this is a whole lot. This is really, really, really challenging, and so that kind of gives you a sense of, hey, is this going pretty well for me? Maybe I'm getting this right. If you're really struggling with that, you probably should be, right? There's a lot here. Okay, we'll play through twice, verses 2 and 3 to finish up. Okay, and I will be probably doing thumb the first time and plucking the second time, but you do whatever it is that's making sense to you. Okay, from measure 1, and then second and third verses. Go. 5. Page 2. Back to the first page, straight through to the end. Messed it up. Let me get it. There it is. Second ending. Final chord is a bar on 2, pinky up on 5. Okay. So maybe not the greatest song in the world, but a lot of important skills to work on there. And I think this E chord with, I messed it up every time. I had E chord, pinky on 3, 2. Okay, that little motion there. That's going to start training this guy. This guy is going to be your most important guitar ally. Okay, if he's going well, you're going to play well. If he's fighting it, you're going to fight it. And I know I'm getting more and more arthritis in him as the years go on, and he's getting less and less interested in doing the things that I need him to do. And so I got to take good care of him because he's going to be doing most of my melody notes, right? Or not most, but a whole bunch of my melody notes. And so, so that piece of music really demonstrates a lot of that stuff. Okay, we're going to be playing it all week, so you got lots of opportunity to work on it. I don't want to keep you guys around forever today. So let's move on to the next song in book 3, which is going to be Santa Lucia. This is one of my favorite songs. I love this tune. Okay. In book 3, thoughts are whatever the chords are, the chords are. They're going to be a lot of chords. Sometimes they're in the middle of the measure. Sometimes they last for one beat. The chords are the chords. Okay. So we're no longer talking about getting from one chord to another. We expect you to be able to do that. Now is, can I handle all the chords happening at whatever the song needs? And most of the chords that you really need to know, you learn in book 2. There are a handful more in book 3. And so the total chord understanding is pretty significant by the time you're in book 3. Also, book 3, the expectation is you can play the melody, no problem. Okay, you've been playing melody for a while, it's coming out of your guitar, you can read a tablature, not a big deal for you anymore. And then, of course, we're work the rest of your life getting tough acts and getting these more and more complicated chord shapes to cooperate with the melody and figuring out how you're going to solve these problems in music as they go along. That's the joy of being a fingerstyle guitar player, is you really always, every song presents you a different set of challenges that you're going to have to overcome. Okay, let's run through it real quick and do the chords. Okay, I'll just go through, sing it. Okay, and as always, I apologize for my singing. 1, 2, 3. Now neath the silvery moon, calm seas are glittering, sweet winds and gentle waves caress my sailboat, full sail with breezes fair, they soothe my change the page, woes and care. Come sail with me today, off to Napoli. Oh, how the sailors cry, joyously echoes now, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. Oh, how the sailors cry, joyously echoes nigh, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. Okay. Definitely pushing my singing abilities to the outer limits, right? I have none to begin with, and then you get that with going way up high, forget it. But you got at least a sense of how the song goes, right? This is not necessarily a song most Americans know, but it's a pretty popular tune, generally speaking. We just it's old fashioned enough where people don't know it anymore. Um, those chords, again, not particularly challenging. You have heard this song. Okay, Vic's heard this song. Somebody's heard it. So the chords are actually lovely, right? There's nothing in here super challenging. That C chord and that's always mine when I see one kind of like, oh no, hope this one goes well. But overall, the chords not terribly challenging. So that's usually a good sign that we're going to be successful in putting them together with the melody. Usually, okay. Let's play the melody just one time through, nice and about that speed. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, measure 5. Whoops, I'm sorry, I blew it. Where am I? Measure 13, go. Okay. Now, that's a song that sneaks up and bites you in the butt, right? Things were going great on that first page. You're like, oh yeah, I got a lot of twos, a lot of threes, very happy. Things are going great. Um, and um, and page 2 starting to go fine. Then all of a sudden it's 17, 7, 5, 3, and all of a sudden you're all over the fretboard, and it's really challenging. So don't play the first part too fast, or you'll end up in a pickle in the second part. Um, and I do think, different than paying my money down, this melody is legit. Like this is really nice music. Pay attention to when you get a long note, that you give it a little bit of vibrato. Okay, it's just gonna make you sound more fancy. Okay, I just practice that. Anytime you have a half note or longer, just give yourself a little bit of a wiggle, and you'll get that vibrato sound, and it just make you sound better. Okay. Um, all right. That's how the melody goes. Okay. Let's play through. We're probably going to run out of time for Remember Me today, so tomorrow We will obviously spend less time on the first two songs and more time on Santa Lucia and Remember Me. So, sorry, we're going to run out of time. And so tomorrow, why don't we'll do this. Tomorrow we'll do them backwards. We'll start with Remember Me, then Last Santa Lucia, and then we'll see if we have time for the other two. Okay, so just so you know, I hate running out of time, but that happens on Mondays. It always happens on Mondays. It seems like. All right, tough acts. Okay. By the way, if you're playing with a friend and they got a guitar, you got a guitar, give them the chords. Say, here, you play the chords, I'll play the melody. Hopefully, they're going to play Now Neath the Silvery Moon, or they can do 1, 2, 3, right? Now neath the silvery moon, the home seas are glittering, sweet winds and gentle waves. That's what that whole arpeggio line down there. I wrote it out as thumb, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, or thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index. You can choose, but the idea is put something. If you put that nice chord structure under there with some plucking under there, this is going to sound incredible. And that's like when we meet here in town and we have a bunch of people in the room, I'll assign everybody different parts and it really comes to life. It's really, really nice. Nobody's got this terribly difficult part to play. Now, when you do get to tough acts, though, on this one, you do have a tough part to play. And that's where you as a soloist have to come and just figure out, yep, I like this song. I'm going to spend the next 6 months of my life getting this thing together. It's worth the effort, and this would be how we do it. Okay, so grab your G chord, but ring finger on the second string instead of the first string. Okay, go. Hit the 2 3s. I would add my pinky to get that second 3. Now I'm going to go to D7, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my pinky right there because I need that 3. And then my middle ring finger has now gone down to get the 2, and now I can pull my pinky up. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do that. Measure 3, I got an A minor. Go ahead and put it on, play 4 strings of it. And then open. And I'm going to go to a G chord, but I'm not going to hold anything down on the lower strings. And then I'm going to add my ring finger. Okay. Then I'm going to get rid of my ring finger. Put it back down. Now I'm going to go to A minor, add your pinky on at 3. Pull it back to the 2 and then the 1. Just like the previous song, right? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, go to your D7. There's your index. Hit the 2. And then a nice G chord with no bottom. And add your ring finger. It's beautiful. Okay, next section is exactly the same. Part about this song, you can play that incredibly slow and it's going to make your guitar just come to life. Okay, it's going to be fabulous. Okay, level 3, fabulous music, old-fashioned song. Yeah. You go play some Ariana Grande and try to keep up with this. Okay, 7-5-3. Just go right down like you'd think. Partial C chord. Just grab those 2 strings, strings 2 and 4, and then add your ring finger on at the 2. Open it up, and then go grab your 5s. And beautiful. That's really cool. Hit the 5s again. 3, 0, 2, 3. Put your G chord on, and grab your bottom string. By the way, if you are on this 3, you can just add your pinky and play that G chord. Okay, that was cool too. Okay, this is the only technical thing you have to be able to do. Grab your 7s. You want to grab both 3s at the same time. Okay, because you're not going to have time to get them on otherwise. A minor. We'll grab your fives. Okay. Go on to page, last page. This is a tough one. 5, 5, 7. Okay, probably you're picking. Now, some people will reach up here with their ring finger. I probably will. I play too much ukulele, and so I can pull this off on ukulele. It's not really possible on guitar, but I sometimes do. Um, 5, 5, pinky up here. And that's a D7. That's going to come up. So it's fine to learn it right now. 0, 5, 7, 5. And then lose your middle finger. We'll grab the 2. We'll grab the 5. And then the 3. Okay, we'll play that same exact thing more or less again from we're on measure, what are we on? Measure 25? 20, yeah, 25. It's crazy. D7. Roll your pinky down to 5. Open it up. Finish up with a G chord. Okay. It's beautiful. Really slow, really patient. Don't rush it, and you're gonna have a nice tune on your hands. Okay, let's play from the top, and we'll call it a day. Okay, from the very top. 1, 2, 3. Ow. All right. That's enough for today. Tomorrow we'll start with Remember Me. Let me know if you have questions. We're always rushing on Mondays to get everything go up and running for the week. So we will be working on. If you don't have Remember Me, obviously send me an email and let me know that you want it. Second thing I would say of the songs today, Santa Lucia is by far the one that's likely to stick with you as a guitarist. So it would be the one to be putting a ton of energy in. if you're level 1 or level 2, level 1, just having Frere Jacques just knocked out cold is so important, because it's absolutely the foundation we build the house on. And so if you can get that, it's just as knocked down, lights out, memorized, know everything about Frere Jacques, or Brother John is what we call it here. Because tomorrow, or not, I'm sorry, next week, we take that exact song and we move it around, into a different key, and we see how that affects the thing. So um, we want to get good and solid at that level 1 song. The level 2 song, Paying My Money Down, it's in there because Bruce Springsteen did it, and it's public domain, and it's 2 chords, and it has some percussive elements in there. But in terms of a song that you really want to study, probably not that one. Get where you understand the basic idea behind it, and then we'll move on. And thank you guys for being here. It's really exciting. I love Santa Lucia, and so I do hope that's one of those songs. Picture yourself on a gondola in Venice with the guy doing this, right? If you can do that, you're in you're in tall cotton. So that's what you're trying to get that guitar feeling of sitting in the back of the gondola playing Santa Lucia, and the guy rolling that, and the tourists sitting there drinking wine, sunset. Do the whole thing in your head. You got the song. All right, kids. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for everything. I will. Yeah, field trip. Yeah, field trip. No, you're not allowed to do field trips. Haven't you heard? It's a nightmare out there. Stay home. Do the field trip right here. Have a great night, you guys. See you tomorrow.